I would like to introduce the next presenter, but also our last presenter for this session, Mr. Joe Graziano, the chairman of Tyranna Resources Limited. Mr. Joe has over 35 years' experience providing financial and strategic advice to unlisted and listed public companies and privately owned business in West Australia, resource-driven industries. Since 2014, he has been focused on corporate advisory, strategic planning, and due diligence with listed corporations, including mergers and acquisitions, capital raisings, corporate restructuring, and ASX compliance. Joe is currently chairman of Tyranna Resources Limited and also sits on other ASX-listed companies' board as a non-executive director. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Mr. Joe to the stage.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited to share our journey in Angola. Tyranna is probably the youngest of all the companies presenting from Angola. We've been involved with this project for just over 12 months in terms of the time we acquired it, and have been working to develop this project quite intensely over the coming months as well. So we're here in Angola to secure a future lithium supply in Africa. Just go through the disclaimer. And I think it's important that there is a certain formula around some of these locations in Africa, but we believe that we have all the boxes ticked in relation to this new frontier. It's very exciting to be in Angola because of that fact that we are exploring on ground that has never had modern exploration. And we see that as a first mover advantage in a highly prospective area. And I'll demonstrate that further down in the presentation as we go through it. We have excellent local infrastructure, being that we are only 20 kilometres from the deep water ports. We have rail infrastructure as well as hydroelectric power and solar power at our disposal. The other important thing is funds, and we are currently fully funded to explore this project and develop a resource. We have a major strategic investor in Sino-Mine Group, Resource Group, out of China, and they are very active in the African continent in developing lithium resources and other battery metals to ensure supply for the future. We have a very supportive government in Angola, as you've seen from the previous speakers. The government is keen to enhance foreign investment within its hard rock mineral resources, and they are promoting some of their new locations for other essential minerals, and they are very supportive in relation to the progress that we make and the time that we spend in country. We've also secured offtake agreement for some of our future production, which is important in displaying the confidence for the project. And also the Sino-Mine Group have added a prepayment of US $10 million to get that production moving quickly when the time comes. We've got experienced leadership and technical expertise, which is very important. I think in terms of what countries in Africa like Angola need those technical expertise to develop those resources effectively and economically. And we see that as a very important obligation on our behalf to use the in-country people as well, and teach them and mentor them through the process of our exploration and development, and it will provide more jobs and more confidence for the population as a whole. We are at the stage today that we will be accelerating a significant exploration program in the coming months that will hopefully display a considerable upside to our early stage project. And one of the important things in today's market is the ESG credentials. And we have greater than 90% of the employment in country at this stage, with a low carbon footprint, and the majority of electricity being hydropower or solar power. A current snapshot of our corporate structure indicates that we're market capped at 62.7 million currently. As I said, we are fully funded to explore this with the investment from Sinomine Group with $14.8 million, which is their stage one investment. And I'll go through that in further detail. Our share capital and our major shareholding group, you can see that nearly 57% of our share register is held by the top 20 and the board of directors. So we all have skin in this game to push it forward and make it work. Our expertise, as I said, is one of the important aspects of having a successful project in future. Our technical team, made up of Paul Williams and Peter Spitalny, who are part of the original vendor group, and they have expertise in both in-country and technical expertise, both in geology. And that is one of the key aspects in terms of having a successful project as we move forward. The balance of our board has the corporate experience and has dealt with the listed entity environment in the listed entity environment for a very long time, and so we are a rounded management team, and we are developing a skilled in-country team to support that technical team. Just a bit of focus on the Sinomine Resource Group. They are one of the largest players in this battery metal space. They have a market cap in excess of $8 billion. They have exposure to 40 countries, more than 40 countries around the world, and are present in Africa, in other countries within the African continent, including Zimbabwe and Canada, etc. So they bring a wealth of experience and downstream opportunity in terms of the production, processing and supply equation to all of this project. So it's encouraging that they have made an early stage investment in our company, and I think they are confident that we will take it to the next level and be one of the major producers and in Angola and Africa. As I mentioned previously, we have an offtake agreement with them for 50% of our future production, and a total investment that will be around $31 million Australian into phases, where phase one has already been made and phase two will be made in the next 24 months. So realistically, we are all aware in this room and around the world that the statistics are still important in relation to the supply and demand for lithium and the EV market. Africa is among the top global producers for many minerals, and for 7 out of 10 minerals necessary for the global transition, Africa represents a very important part of that puzzle. And we've seen that, and we're encouraged by that when we saw this project, And the fact that this project is in an area where there hasn't been modern exploration, we are looking for a significant deposit. And that is our real objective here. The lithium demand for by 2025 is 1.5 million metric tonnes, and it could be tenfold by 2040. So there is a race to actually discover and develop new projects, and really it takes time to do it effectively and properly, and a lot of these exploration projects take 5 to 7 years to bring to a production phase. As you can see from the map, the Dural pegmatite field is well located in the southwest of Angola in Namibia. Our location is perfect in terms of logistics, in terms of deep water ports, and in terms of the infrastructure required to deliver product efficiently and cost effectively. And I think this is a key element in any project that is developing in the resource space. To have those logistics and locations is one of the most important factors in terms of economically exploiting those projects. And I think the government sees this project as one of the big showcase opportunities for the country, and we look forward to accelerating this in the near future. In terms of, and unfortunately, Madam Chair, I'm not a geologist, but I think I know enough about geology to be dangerous, as they say. Our project Geology is a typical pegmatite field. It's 200 square kilometres, which is a large area, and we've got a complex system with varying pegmatites. As you can see in that diagram, the red dots are the pegmatites, and there are an abundance of pegmatites. We, at this early stage, have only been able to access the ones close to the regional tracks that were available, and have been looking at those sites quite closely. There's an opportunity for us to obviously expand our exploration and analysis of the rest of the project area, which we are starting to do now as part of the next phase. But, as I said, with 200 square kilometres, it is a treasure trove of opportunity. In terms of our initial work that we've done in the past 12 months is really as a proof of concept for the project. We've tested and looked at the trace mineralisation for Li, lithium, cesium, tantalum, tin and rubidium, which really form part of the LCT family and indicate that the pegmatite has lithium-bearing minerals. And that has been very important, and what it shows us is that it's not isolated to any specific location at this point in time. So there's a possibility that there are many more pegmatites that have those trace elements that will hopefully hold the lithium mineralisation to expand and increase the size of the resource over time. As I've said, there's over 1,000, well, I haven't said this, but there are over 1,000 pegmatites within our field. And as I said, we've only sampled 2% of them belonging to the LCT pegmatite family. Some of the samples that we have taken are encouraging, especially in relation to this Muvero Prospect, where some of the rock chip samples as high as 4%. And Muvero East, which is projected to be an extension to the Muvero Prospect. So there's Li minerals confirmed in 10 of the 22 sites tested so far, and spodumene present in 4 of those 10 sites. So it is quite an exciting opportunity. We've got some encouraging assays to expand the potential of that project area, which will be the focus of our drilling program moving forward. Muvero is very, very important to this project and very exciting in terms of the opportunity and the fact that we've been able to extend it to the east. We will be looking to explore that project in greater detail over the coming 6 to 12 months. Some of the samples that we've taken from the Muvero Prospect indicate there are some serious lithium numbers available there. And as you can see, 7.4%, 8% from rock chip samples is very encouraging for the upcoming drilling program. We've already done an initial testing of drilling of this prospect in the last 6 months, and it came up with some encouraging results, albeit at shallow drilling levels. But we've have some great intersections of 22.75 metres at an average grade of 2% lithium, with 1 metre at 5% within that as well. We also have another mineral called polysite, which is used in the oil and gas industry as a lubricant, and I think Sinomine is one of the producers of that mineral into the oil and gas industry, and I think they see that as an opportunity for the future. We've done a bulk sample of 120 kilograms from that prospect as a metallurgical test and had some exceptional results come through there in relation to the concentrate grade of 6% and low impurities, less than 0.11% Fe, and 80 to 82% recovery. Also the fact that we don't need to grind it to, we can have a coarser grind and still get good results from that prospect. So it is quite exciting, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the next phase, which is a drilling program that's scheduled to commence in the next month. It's a 6,000 metre program. We will be attacking this Muvero prospect in great detail to a depth of 200 metres and to effectively look at establishing a resource on this deposit within the first quarter of 2024. The news flow from our project will be quite substantial over the coming months in terms of both analysis of the project area and drilling completion and results. So in terms of activity within that news flow, we will be looking to inform the market on a regular basis and provide updates. So we see that as an opportunity. We are not here, obviously, because we're fully funded. We're here to showcase this project and look at investors to keep an eye on this project and look at investment in this project, as it is 100% dedicated to the lithium exploration of this prospect in Namib. We're looking for high grade and we're looking for a large project. We've completed some very key milestones and we have the strategic funding and offtake in place to exploit this prospect to the fullest, as well as a great in-country experienced team. We are very excited to be in Angola and we look forward to keeping the market and yourselves informed in the near future. Thank you very much.